Hey guys! So as many of you probably know, I suffer with mental health, I suffer with anxiety and OCD, and that is something that I deal with in my life, and it's just a part of my day every day, and it's just something that I deal with. It's something that I want my channel and YouTube to kind of focus on. It's something that I think the more we talk about, the more it's not taboo and the more it's kind of like open and we can get more awareness about it. And so today I thought I'd make a mental health video. This video is going to be the do's and don'ts of mental health. There's nothing, of course, in mental health when you're suffering with it that you have to do and that you never should do. These are just some kind of guidelines that I've learned are good and can be helpful, and they're kind of like tips, I suppose, on how to deal with mental health. If you're new to mental health, if you are just kind of trying to learn about it, trying to see what works for you, then keep watching this video and I hope that some of these tips can help you. The first do is to always take things in small steps. Whatever kind of mental health you're suffering with, whether it's depression, anxiety, whatever you're suffering with, take every single day as it comes, take every moment as it comes. Try your best not to think about what's going to happen tomorrow and what's happened in the past. Try your best to live in the moment and take every tiny little step as it comes. If you have a fear of something, if you find it difficult to get up out of bed every day, try and take it in manageable steps. Try and think, okay, right, well, I'm just going to get out of bed, that's the first thing I'm going to do. Just sit at the edge of my bed and that's the first step, and you've done that step, and reward yourself after every single step, because it is really hard to live with mental health. Keep rewarding yourself after even the tiniest little things, getting up out of bed. That's a real achievement for some of us, and sometimes it can be really hard to do that. Going and getting a shower, that can be really difficult. Make sure that when you know you find something difficult and you've done it, make sure you say to yourself, right, that was pretty good that I've managed to do this. I'm going to keep going with my day and just taking it in really manageable small steps, and hopefully the rest of the day can go well if I try and take it in little tiny bite-sized chunks that it kind of makes the whole experience a little bit more manageable. Don't ever beat yourself up. If there's something you can't do, something you find tricky, that's absolutely fine. There is no pressure for you to do that. There's no pressure for you to ever do anything you don't want to do. People that don't suffer with mental health, they might not know how difficult it is. If you're struggling with something at the moment, it doesn't mean you'll always struggle with it, but at the moment you are struggling with it, and that's absolutely fine. Don't ever feel like you have to do something because other people are telling you to do it. The most important thing is that you know where your boundaries are. It's important to push those boundaries, but not too much. If you struggle with, for example, buses, if you struggle to get on a bus for whatever reason, and you go to the bus stop and you actually think, no, I can't do this, I can't get on the bus, don't beat yourself up. You tried your best. Make sure you always try and do the things you're scared of, but don't ever push yourself too far, because it can really, really damage you and can really it can damage your mental health if you try and push yourself too far. Do always spread awareness and try and educate other people in what you're going through. You probably will meet people in your life that have never been through mental health and that don't understand, and that can be a bit shitty and horrible to you about your mental health. Make sure you try your best to kind of stay calm and explain to them what you're going through. They probably won't understand. People that don't want to understand and have this brick wall up and don't want to and they're kind of like, oh, well, you're just attention seeking, whatever. Sometimes they won't be interested in learning about what you're going through. I feel like the more I talk about my mental health and the more open I am with people, the easier it is for other people that maybe struggle with that. If I say to my friend, I really struggle with anxiety and it's really difficult for me and this is how I go through it, maybe the next time they meet somebody else that has anxiety, they'll be more open with them. I've definitely met quite a few people in my life that haven't been as understanding, but as long as I can kind of stay calm and try and educate them as best I can, I think I'm doing the right thing. Don't ever feel bad. Don't ever feel bad that you can't do things. For a long time I was feeling really bad about my mental health. I felt really bad that my parents couldn't do everything that they wanted to do because of me, and that my boyfriend, we could never go uptown or on dates or anything like that, and I felt like other people were missing out because of what I was going through. But never ever feel bad. That's something I've really come to terms with. You obviously never chose to have mental health. You obviously never chose to feel unwell. This isn't your choice. You're not doing anything wrong by suffering with this. Don't ever let anybody else make you feel bad. If you can't go to a birthday, if you can't go on holiday, don't ever let somebody else make you feel bad and tell you how you should feel. As long as you know how you feel, and you know you're trying your very best, don't ever let anybody make you feel bad about anything to do with your mental health, ever. I've kind of brushed on this before, but do celebrate achievements. Every tiny little thing that you achieve, make sure you scream about it, make sure you tell everybody about it, make sure you reward yourself in whatever way you seem fit to you. Make sure you're always so excited about the tiny little things that you have done that are amazing, whether that's getting on a bus for one stop, whether that's, I don't know, whatever your scary thing is and you manage to do it, even if it's the tiniest little thing. Celebrate it so much and just be so proud of yourself that you've done it. Anything you find really scary and you do, make sure you are just so excited about it and you really reward yourself and tell yourself how amazing you're doing. Don't ever make deadlines. Don't ever say to yourself, I want to be better by spring next year, I want to do this by this time. That just causes so much pressure and makes you feel so much more unwell. You are just putting so much unnecessary pressure on yourself, and never ever make deadlines. Just don't do it. I remember a family member of mine once said to me, you've got to be better by next spring. Try and make that your deadline, try and make that your goal. I understand their intention was good, but that's not the right way to do it. Make small goals, I totally believe in that. Make tiny little goals leading up to something big, but never say to yourself, I'm going to be better by this time. It's just really unnecessary pressure and will actually make you a lot more ill, I think. Do have days off. Do have days when you don't set yourself any goals, where you just sit and you do whatever you want to do, reading a book, watching TV, watching 10 million movies. You have to have days when you just let your mental health have a rest. It is a kind of like a job, having mental health. It's kind of like every single moment there is something that your mind is thinking of, some kind of negative feeling most of the time. Have days where you just do not let yourself do anything scary. If you want to stay in bed all day, that's absolutely fine. You need to have days where you just let yourself have a relaxing day and just not worry about anything. My last don't of the day is don't ever feel like you have to have a certain type of help. People will be coming at you with, oh, I heard of this really new cool natural remedy that you have to try. Oh, you should try antidepressants. You should try this type of therapy, this type of therapy, this type of therapy. If you want to try those types of therapies, then go ahead. It could be really beneficial for you. But if there's something somebody's suggesting to you that you don't want to try, don't try it. You not trying a certain type of help doesn't mean that you are choosing not to recover. It just means that you don't fancy trying that. If you want to try it and for a few sessions or for a few months or whatever you like it and then you decide you don't want to do it, then that's absolutely fine. You are the person that is going through this journey and other people are around you trying to help you, and that's really great. But don't ever feel like you have to try antidepressants, you have to try natural remedies, you have to try a certain type of therapy. It's all entirely up to you. When you're ready to choose what kind of therapy or medication or whatever you want to take, then you make that choice and you do your research and you try different things. But don't ever feel like you have to try something. Right now I'm not in therapy, although some people might say I need to go to therapy. I just don't want to go right now. I am going through this by myself and I feel comfortable right now about where I am in my mental health journey. So I am fine by that. I don't want to go to a therapist right now. I am taking medication for my mental health and I feel like I am at a place in my life where I don't need therapy and I am fine just now. In a few months I might want to go to therapy, in a few years I might want to, but right now I'm fine. You choose what you want to do when it comes to your mental health and your therapy. It's all entirely up to you. I feel like I have rambled on for quite a while now. I hope some of these tips helped you. If you have any questions at all with anything mental health related, I will always try and help you out and answer your questions. I'm going to try and make more mental health videos in the coming weeks and months on my YouTube channel because it's something I obviously feel very passionately about, and it's something that a lot of people suffer with and we all need to help each other out. So that is the end of this video here. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you next week. Bye!